Howdy, and welcome to I Got Lucky with Rocko Come. I'm Max.
I am Victor.
I am who this podcast is about, Rocko Come. Yeah, they got
Rocko
lucky.
Come.
Yeah, the Rocko Come.
And we're excited to have y'all listening to us. If you're listening to us, it means we uploaded this and up against all of our best intentions and good wishes. So, my name is Max. I am an 18-year-old living in Texas from Rhode Island, and I have lived a lot of places. I've been leftist since birth. Everything I've ever thought or said has been perfect socialist ideology, and I'm very excited to share my leftist thoughts with you. Rocco?
I am a 19-year-old who's lived in Texas for quite a while. I'm quite an enigma, I'd say, for now. You guys will get to know me soon enough.
Thank you, Rocco.
Yeah,
Victor?
no problem. I can tell your enthusiasm.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited to be doing this podcast with such a celebrity. Your cum is known,
you
wide
guys didn't
and loud.
see it,
Worldwide, yeah.
Worldwide.
You guys didn't see it, but he just caressed my chin.
Hey.
It was very sexy.
It doesn't count if it's on a podcast, right? They can't see it.
Of course
happen.
not. No.
That's
Victor,
what I told them.
Tell them a little bit about yourself, Victor.
I am a 58-year-old man. No, I'm not. I'm
Fucking
actually.
He fucking got you guys.
I gotcha. I'm actually an 18-year.
Pranked.
I'm actually an 18-year-old from many places as well, just like Max here.
Just list them all out.
And okay. So Moldova.
Shithole.
Yeah. Nice job. Canada.
Shithole.
Bitch. Louisiana.
Shithole.
Right. Damn right. Chicago.
Shithole.
Talk shit, get hit.
Say that
And
shit,
of course,
say that shit in
Texas.
Chirac.
Texas.
Shithole. I'm just kidding. I love Texas. Texas is the best state.
Whatever.
Well, okay. That can be debated later. Anyway.
So that's enough about Victor. He's a 58-year-old Russian foreign agent here to destabilize the U.S. and establish communism.
I mean, what?
No, yeah, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So, first we're going to start off this podcast with an explanation of what it's going to be about. We're going to be debating basically whatever we want. We're going to be talking about anything that sparks our fancy, anything that's makes me happy, especially. We're going to be talking about. It's going to be mostly politics from a leftist perspective. We're talking about how fucking stupid the Democratic Party is, how incredibly fucking stupid the Republican Party is, and everything in between. We're going to be talking about. Obviously, we're going to be talking about masturbation techniques. We're going to be talking about our first kiss, which I've yet to have.
I'm pretty sure our listeners are going to have many techniques already.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
We're expecting, no offense to you guys, but we're expecting you
But we
guys to
are
masturbate
innovators.
while you listen to this. Oh, that's true.
We are innovators,
Yeah.
so
I pioneered the
stay
double
tuned.
hand. The double hand, double twist. Pioneered that. It's true. Yeah, it's true. It's on video. So, that's mostly what we're going to talk about, but we're also going to be talking about the many things that scourge
Yeah,
our...
link me to that video afterwards.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about the many things that scourge our beautiful American society. We all know that America's the best country in the world. Never been a better country, never will. And when America falls, so will the world. So we're going to be talking about stuff that threatens America, such as neckbeards, incest, anti-incest activists, and of course social justice warriors, who are the greatest threat to American democracy that has ever existed. All right, amazing.
Damn right.
Beautiful. Okay, so actually we're going to start off today talking about incels and neckbeards, the two greatest scourges and threats to American society. So first let's talk about a little bit personal experience with incels and neckbeards. I know that we are three almost white men. Rocko Cum obviously is beyond race. He doesn't see race. He doesn't have race. He's completely raceless. He's
just
a being
sees
of
cum.
pure
That's-
white
that's
cum.
all he sees, yeah.
Pure white cum.
No, that is not
Sorry,
true.
eggshell cum.
Okay.
And
Then I'm white.
so we're all basically raceless. We're all teenage boys. So we're all we all have the potential to become neckbeards because I don't know. We're not the most popular kids. I wasn't the most popular kid at my school, despite my best intentions and attempts.
Yeah, I sat in middle school reading manga by myself during lunch. Some girls would sometimes come and sit with me, and yet I turned them down.
Did you give them autographs? Being as you are, Rocko.
No, I was just more like, okay, I'm just going to read here. So she sat there, and I sat there reading. Anyway.
It's fun to hear about the early life of Rocko Cum, but let's move on.
Not
So,
much has changed.
Rocko, you definitely had the potential to become a neckbeard. Anime is the entry drug to becoming a neckbeard, along with D&D,
Yes.
video games, and complex masturbation techniques.
Yes, you're an expert in that.
Of course.
Shit, anime, manga, all that. It's like the gateway and
It
the
is
fucking
the gateway.
golden road. Or
Fortunately, I had a very short
Whatever the
anime
metaphor
phase
is.
when I discovered anime was on Netflix. I watched the greatest animes of all time. I
Fuck
watched
you. I know you're not gonna say the good one.
I watched Soul Eater.
Okay, that one's good.
I don't really remember any of the other ones.
Look, the problem with the neckbeards in anime is not the actual anime. It's the fucking people.
All right, guess which
Oh,
one
yeah,
of us still watches anime of the three of us?
No, but
Rocko.
no. Okay, but it's the people who, when you say something about that anime, so you say, oh, this one I liked it, but, you know, there were some things with the characters here and the plot here, and then you have this other guy in the argument who's like saying, no, fuck you, that anime is perfect. No anime is perfect. Nothing is perfect.
What about Naruto? Naruto's basically perfect, right?
Sasuke, yes.
Oh, Sasuke.
Finally, something we can all agree
Googling,
Sasuke!
just because you guys can't see me, Rocko is now Googling Sasuke Rule 34.
You can't even see my screen.
I can't see it.
Oh.
So, speaking of anime, one time Rocko and I were in town. We were in an Asian food restaurant, as one does, a supermarket, as a matter of fact.
If you can call it a supermarket.
It was very small, but
Down.
two moderate, well, one weeb obviously bigger than the other. But we're in there. We wanted to get some good Asian food. We're poor ass college students. We need the cheap labor of the exploited Asian proletariat. So we were trying to cop some of that food. And what do we see but a pair of beautiful, beautiful neckbeards?
I saw some beautiful purple hair.
One male, one female. But hey, neckbeardism does not discriminate based on gender, just like me. I respect
At least
women.
they have each other.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
One of them was wearing what I take to be a Sailor Moon outfit, seeing that I've never seen Sailor Moon.
Well, it's just a classic school uniform. You know, short skirt,
Oh boy,
button-up shirt.
you got me hot now. All right, wait, you need
yeah.
to stop. You need to stop, Rocko.
Totoro backpack.
So Totoro, oh my god.
Oh my.
Anyways, so we see these, and they're speaking in what I take to be very heavily accented Japanese. Was not the best. I speak Chinese pretty poorly, but even I could tell that Japanese was pretty shitty. And it was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. One of them was in a Sailor Moon outfit. The other was, I think, just had an anime T-shirt on.
No, he had like some T-shirt with space on it.
Oh, it is a space T-shirt of
Just
some kind.
space.
I'm hearing intelligence that it's just a space T-shirt. But yeah, I've never seen an anime person in real life. Freaked me out a lot. Freaked me out a lot.
I
Spooked
mean,
me.
I'll say this: I've seen pictures of like 40-year-old, like overweight men in Sailor Moon costumes.
Oh boy. All right, you're
Why-
gonna need to stop
why are you
talking
looking
too.
at that?
You guys are both giving me bone.
Wait,
Here.
why-
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't handle this. These shorts are very tight. Let's keep on going. So
Wait, I want to ask Victor a question. Why are you looking at stuff like that?
yeah, Victor.
I don't even go out.
That
to
was
look at-
back from my my 9gag days.
Oh fucking god! All right, we're
Yeah.
gonna have to redact that so people don't immediately stop listening to this podcast.
That's why I said back from those days. 'cause
Okay,
I've
I'm
moved
gonna
on.
take it to mean that you were 7, and as a 7-year-old Russian boy, you were mandatory. It was mandatory to go on 9gag.
Well, yeah, because Reddit was blocked, right? So,
Reddit's blocked. Reddit was blocked in Russia, but yeah,
for
Yeah.
a certain amount of time.
yeah, but because of certain psychedelic mushroom. But anyways, moving on. Another huge part of being a neckbeard is hating women. If you don't hate women, you can't really be a neckbeard. I mean, it's basically mandatory.
No. It's not just hating women. It's having the hypocrisy to hate women and feel like you don't.
Yeah, they love women. They love having sex with or the idea
It's
of
like-
having sex
it's
with
the
women.
borderline doublethink,
It's-
but it's like
Yes.
Now,
borderline.
I'm not gonna say any of us are exactly sex gods, but I mean
What?
we have we've. Sorry, Rocko. We know
Yeah.
your cum is worshipped throughout the land. But myself and Victor, I mean, I consider myself a vol cell. No, I'm just kidding.
I can tell you 49 testosterone banks where my semen is in.
Which state did you skip?
What are you talking about?
You just. Never. I took it to mean that you. Didn't
No,
know
there's
the
not
state
just
but
one in each state.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just
Texas is a big place.
That's true. That's very true.
Same as
The world is a big
So
place.
we're not exactly sex gods anyway here, except for Rocko, obviously. But we're not exactly sex gods. But I mean, we know to respect women. We've had our share of experiences with women. They are just people. They're not, there for our sexual pleasure. They're not there for anything but to exist as people. And it is our privilege to be able to interact with them. But neckbeards don't see it the same way. They see it as a right to be able to interact with women. They think that women should interact with them based on their glorious, euphoric personalities.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, if they're atheist, that's fantastic. They hate women. I mean, what woman doesn't love a man who hates women? They love anime. They have God passion.
No. They hate women that don't want to be with them, and the problem
So that's all women.
is that that's
all
the
women.
problem.
Yeah.
They just haven't found the right woman.
The
'Cause
right
she's not
woman
gonna-
she lives in
'cause-
their
'cause
anime.
the right
She can't
woman-
hop out of their anime screen.
Yeah, and also
Or
the right
woman
woman is
for
like
women.
Okay. Oh, okay. So, speaking of,
Oh.
one thing that these neckbeards love is to make comments on the internet about photos of women. Now, I was unfortunate enough to come across this comment while surfing the deeper parts of the internet. So, I would like to read this off to you.
it's fucking Facebook.
First, a description. First, a description of the image. It is 4 women. They are seated around an outdoor patio table with food and alcohol and a dog.
With clothes on.
They are all white.
you
Yeah.
Dirty minds.
They all
Yeah.
have clothes on. They're all white. And
their
they
eyes
all
are
brunette.
blacked out,
Their eyes are
right?
blacked out because I found the image not on Facebook somewhere else.
No, yeah.
So, the caption is, Backyard Betties, food, titties, and a rosé make a Friday go round.
Lol.
It's great. There's 36 likes. This is before the reactions on Facebook, so I think pre-reaction. So 36 likes is great. So first top comment, average, totally makes sense. Just jealous. This lady would like to be sharing wine with her besties as well. I'm gonna assume it's a lady. Hey, who knows?
Yeah.
Could be a dude. But then we have comment number 2, which is it's a doozy. I'm gonna read it out to y'all. Say, would you ladies like to learn something interesting? Open parenthesis, school may not be in session, but that doesn't mean you can't learn. No close parenthesis. You see, there's something called the, open quote, post-ejaculatory refractory period, close quote, which is the recovery phase after orgasm during which it is physiologically impossible for a man to have additional orgasms. Close quote, even though there was no open quote. But, get this! There is no such recovery phase when the male is introduced to a new female sexual partner immediately post-coitus. So what I'm trying to say here is, well, I guess I'll have to dumb it down for you. He's like making sure they know that he
They're
thinks
women.
they're dumb. Yeah, they're women.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're women.
Yeah.
What do you think?
And he finishes strong. If the 5 of us hang out, then, well, we would have a pretty good time. Now, this man...
I see. See, when he opens
Oh,
the parenthesis over there, it gets closed.
No,
over
that's a
here.
winky face. That's not a close. That's a winky face.
Yeah.
The winky doesn't count as a close parenthesis. I will kill
I don't
you
think
over
he
this.
understands.
It ends
how
with a
these
winky
work,
face.
though.
It does not count as a close parenthesis. And if so, the entire thing is in parentheses. I don't like
Which
it.
is really weird.
I'm not making excuses for this guy. He's got shitty grammar, shitty punctuation, and a shitty lifestyle. Anyways, this guy's got seduction techniques down. He's read all the good books on seduction. He's been on all the incel forums. He's been on all the seduction forums.
No.
Oh, what's
he
he
hasn't
missing?
read my book.
You're right. He's missing. You know what he's missing? Negging. He's not negging them enough. He should have been like, you ugly girls would be perfect for a 5-some because only ugly girls like to have 5-some. That always works. The negging, guaranteed work 100% of the time.
Man.
But yeah, this guy's he's describing to them the physiology of his orgasm. I'm sure that's what they like. He's like telling them that not even trying to pursue one of them at a time. He's going the full Monty, trying to get all 4 of them at once. That's
No. Consecutively.
consecutively.
Yeah.
Not at
Yes,
once.
yes.
Consecutively.
I
Yeah.
So
feel
you
like
got a
this-
line outside the bedroom.
You gotta line them all up. Okay.
This
yeah.
is a theory I believe that he has, as I think it's pretty obvious he's never had sex with anyone.
Anyways, he's he's got everything down. He wants to get them all consecutively. Bang, 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 bang. He's got his goals. I think he's actually like doing the Donald Trump thing, which is shoot high, and then you get something lower. So maybe he'll have to settle with only 2 of them.
Have you been watching some Pawn Stars?
I mean, my
I think-
TV is stuck on the History Channel because I lost my remote inside my fish tank.
Well, then you've
Serious?
seen many episodes of Ancient Aliens, I bet.
Ancient Aliens, maybe if it was 2012, Victor, fucking burned.
Okay.
I like Ancient Aliens.
Anyways, we've got another treat for you guys now. This video is coming from a man called Forever Alone Feels. He has about 150 videos on his YouTube channel.
Wait, how many
That's a lot.
subscribers?
He has, I think, about 3,500 subscribers. I'm not sure. We're going to play that video for you folks. A certain snip of it. We're not going to play the whole thing
Incels.
because it's 7 minutes long. But I'll just start you off with the title of it. Girlfriends should be mandatory. We're going to react to it live here. We'll skip around a little bit. Should the government be mandated to provide you a girlfriend? Okay, so...
All right, YouTube.
Here he is.
Hello, friends.
Ooh.
This
high
is
pitch shift
basically
there.
a test
Okay.
of
We're skipping the beginning. It's boring up until like the 1 minute mark. This guy is somehow
very
both incredibly disturbing and very boring. He's spooking me a little bit, and but that's all right. He's got quite the message.
sort of big, looks like a mushroom.
Oh, don't know what that he's talking about
there.
there.
You, the camera, anyway. It is Friday, March 24th, 2017, 9:06. Almost.
All right.
This thing, of course, across.
What were you doing at that
about? You know, this meme of work
Here we go.
today, and I thought to you about.
What
You
if
know,
he
I was driving into work today. And
This guy's
I
driving to
thought
work. He's got a job.
myself, You know, there's sort of this meme of.
He's well versed in memes.
What if the government, or maybe not meme, you know, something. I feel like I've heard this somewhere before. I don't know if Elliot Rogers said this or
Elliot Rogers,
back
convicted
when
murderer,
I posted on the Love Shy forums.
serial killer,
Or
mass shooter.
browsed on there long ago. Somebody proposed this. What if the government? What if the government was mandated to provide you a girlfriend? Huh? I was just thinking about that. I mean, the government already provides a whole lot of services and subsidies and this and that.
Reasonable
so,
jump.
you
Makes
know,
sense.
why shouldn't the government help me? That's, how would this even work? You know, how would this would just be like?
You know what? I want to stop it
Yeah,
there and I try
yeah.
to answer his question.
I don't want to
How would
monetize this
work?
guy's video too much.
Yeah,
First of all,
you're right.
I wanted to take to applaud this guy for his bravery. He's espousing a theory which was proposed by Elliot Rogers, convicted mass shooter. So interesting take.
Yeah.
Certainly interesting take.
I'd like to-
In case you guys don't get a visual because of whatever copyright, we would not want to violate this guy's copyright. He might assign us a girlfriend. This guy has got long Jesus hair. Good beard. He's got a patchy beard, patchy
It's an
mustache.
interesting stash.
He does have a little
He's
bit of
got
a
going
beard
on.
on his neck. Now, I don't want to be too stereotypical
see
here,
his
but
neck.
his neck is very thick. I want to say this guy looks like a fat, neck-bearded Jesus. That's how I'm going to describe him. He's white, though, of course. So doesn't look that much like Jesus.
You're right.
Anyways,
You're right.
and Rocko, you have the most experience with assigning people girlfriends. How do you think this would work?
Yeah, I've shipped to many people in my time for the government to ship you. And quite honestly, I feel bad for the straight women out there, because they're going to be probably the worst affected by this. If the government is assigning you a girlfriend, that means straight guys, okay, they're going to have a girlfriend. They're pretty happy. Lesbian women, they're going to have a girlfriend. They're pretty happy.
Makes
But
sense.
the problem is with gay guys and with straight women, they're going to have a girlfriend, and they each probably
That's
won't
true.
like that. But in my mind,
That's a good point.
I've heard that arranged marriages, you can get through them, sort through them. My girlfriend, she has grandparents. They were arranged marriage,
Interesting.
and when her grandmother told her that when she first saw her grandfather, she was like, "Wow, it's this man, really?" She was not very excited, but eventually they came to love each other.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And the interesting question is logistics. So if everybody gets a girlfriend, including the girlfriends that are getting assigned,
Wait, no.
wouldn't we need
no,
infinite girls?
No,
no.
That's not how you do it, because that's you have a relation. We're not a polyamorous.
Okay, so
country.
it's just every individual without a girlfriend
Yes.
gets assigned a girlfriend.
Yes, because think about it. If the girlfriend gets assigned a man or a woman,
That's not going to
they're
work.
in a relationship.
We need to assign
So-
girlfriends exclusively. Okay, so this guy's
Also,
got quite the idea. Victor?
Need I point out, one of his videos is called "I Asked a Girl Out."
Forever
Alone Diaries.
number 69.
Yeah, 69.
That's
Ooh.
yeah, he's got a lot of Forever Alone
Interesting.
Diaries.
If I were him, every one of those would be called number 69.
Now, I am not going to read anything that this guy did. Because beyond this video, I don't give a flying fuck about this guy. I don't want to monetize him. He seems like he's got big enough problems. We know that he's 30. He's a virgin. We've seen from descriptions of his other videos. So
Yep.
we'll leave you guys. We'll leave a link. You guys can take a look at it if you want. But we're gonna move on. We just thought that spooked us a little bit, quite a bit.
Yeah, you'd say that.
Anyways, we've also taken the liberty to protect you guys a little bit by browsing r/incels. Now, if you don't know what an incel is, it stands for involuntary celibate. And what that means is these men are virgins. They have never had sex.
Involuntarily.
So they've been like the reverse of raped. They've been not had sex with against their will. So, which to them is much worse than rape.
Interesting way of describing it.
I don't know. I don't think that's much worse than rape.
Oh, you think? I don't know about that. Yeah, these guys are.
I'm the sex god here.
This is the biggest shithole on the internet, and we're making sure you guys don't have to go on there, so we can give you guys some quality content. Now, r/incels, it's a tight community. They don't take kindly to outsiders, but I've seen proposals on there such as that everybody should be assigned a girlfriend. Similar to what this guy's saying. Yep. I've seen proposals that chads, which are their term for
normies.
Normies. No, chads are different from normies. You didn't pay attention. No, chads, who are the men who take up all the good women,
yes.
the very attractive men, separate from the men, like the average men, the betas. So the betas are the ones who get they eventually get a wife after the chads have really gotten her, and they're the ones who provide the money. They eventually get wives, but incels never get wives. That's the biggest rule. So these people's worldview is obviously incredibly twisted and misogynistic.
Sounds like some kind of Darwinistic classification system.
Yeah, it produces some weird, spicy content.
It's pretty interesting.
We would not recommend that you guys go there. It's pretty
Only if
scary.
you want to troll.
Sure, if you want to troll, you can try that. But these people are like, I don't know. I would avoid them at all costs. But that's the place. r/incels is another massive gathering of neckbeards. I'm thinking r/incels, anime forums, Fedora, purchasing websites such as Amazon, like Fedora reviews probably.
And I put on 10 fedoras today.
He did put on 10 fedoras in order to do a little bit of research for this podcast.
Yes.
How did you feel?
It felt top heavy.
A little bit top heavy? Did you feel euphoric at all?
Did you put on all 10 at once?
Did you believe in God or did you not believe in God?
You know what? At that point, I didn't care.
Did you put on all 10 at once?
Agnostic.
Or was it like one at a time?
He put them all on at once. It was a sight to see.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry I missed it.
Yeah, unfortunately, our Viktor here wasn't able to see that because he was off. He was at an anime forum.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the hell?
It was for Russian anime. There isn't much. There's like two animes, but he likes both of them, I guess.
Yeah, one of them has something to do with mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, that.
How do you pronounce mayonnaise in Russian?
It's mayonnaise.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've never seen someone so excited about a condiment.
That's
okay.
What I do. All right, moving on from neckbeards, who are, they're a very major topic. Let's move on to a slightly less serious topic. Syria. So, over this week, Syria's been on the forefront of the news, and we, as two 18-year-olds and a 19-year-old, are here to completely blow the lid off everything you think about Syria. So, if we're believing what we think,
that's pretty high expectations.
Oh yeah, but we're gonna do it. We know more than anybody else. See, as you may remember, I am a perfect socialist. All my thoughts came fully formed to me when I was an fetus actually. I was deep in the dialectical materialism by the time I was 2.
Oh God, we're getting into some deep shit here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Like in the
So,
fetus.
For sure.
We're gonna have some debates here.
So, Syria. That's true.
Eventually, we'll get to that eventually.
Anyways, yeah, abortion obviously should be mandatory, but that's a topic for later. Syria. So, Syria, it's a country in the Middle East. It is bordered by Iraq and certainly some other countries as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have your geography.
It's completely
down.
encircled by Iraq. It's just an island in Iraq. It is bordered by Iraq, and it is
It's not.
It is.
No,
So
I mean it's not encircled.
Oh,
by
it's
Iraq.
not.
You got
Yes,
your
that's not
philosophy
true.
down.
Okay,
but,
so
geography needs some work.
Our demographics consultant has told us that the average listener to this podcast is a 38-year-old white man who has never left his house. So we're going to assume that you get your information on Syria from mirrors and TV. So we're going to try to blow the lid off that. First of all, Syria. So, most recently, there have been a series of rocket attacks launched by U.S. President Donald Trump. He launched $95 million worth of missiles at $1.4 million each. That was about, I think, 60 missiles? About 60 missiles were launched.
Yep.
And about 18 actually hit the station they were aimed at. They successfully destroyed a cafeteria, 6 damaged fighter jets, and a radar tower. In that cafeteria, there were 9 civilians, 5 of whom were adults, 4 of whom were children. And this, of course, was in response to the recent allegations that President Bashar al-Assad has gassed people in northeastern Syria and has used sarin gas for this. So there have been an international outcry, and the video was provided by the White Helmets. Now, the White Helmets are a controversial group. They're a medical group that's designed to help people affected by U.S. and Russian bombing runs. So the White Helmets are gunmen, they help injured people, and they leave. Here's the thing. The White Helmets don't always do that. Often, White Helmets are shown helping only revolutionaries and the FSA, which is the Free Syrian Army, a collection of often jihadists and other mercenaries that rebels against the rebels, actually. And these all... so they're often seen treating them and jihadists before they treat other people. So the White Helmets are not the most trusted source. They are also associated with Al-Qaeda, which we all know is one of the biggest forces in the Middle East right now, aside from ISIS. So, anyways, these White Helmets got a lot of video of people seemingly affected by sarin gas, which causes seizures, foaming at the mouth, and instant death, and especially in children because they have such small lungs. Now, of course, if this video is real, it is absolutely atrocious and should be treated with a lot of force. Not by the U.S. probably, but it should be treated with force.
Yeah, probably the UN or something.
The UN, the EU, these are all organizations that have decided to look into this and investigate to ensure that it is real before taking any military force, because obviously it's a huge thing to use a military strike on a sovereign nation. But
I don't blame Trump for going into Syria and just bombing the shit out of it, from that, because he just wants to get into that clusterfuck that is Syria.
I mean, who wouldn't? You have the FSA, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, the Syrian army. You have forces from Iran, Lebanon. You have even some Israeli forces coming in now.
Yeah.
There's the Kurds in the north.
There's the Kurds,
the
the
Kurds.
YPG,
Yep.
the PPG, and of course I am a devotee of the YPG because our beloved dirtbag left Messiah, Piss Pig Granddad, aka Lenin Lover 69, aka actually I'm not gonna say his real name because I respect him too much, but he is in or not anymore, but he was in Syria fighting for the YPG, and the YPG is a group of Kurdish resistors. They're the only good force in Syria right now, as far as I can tell. And they want to establish a free democratic feminist state called Rojava, which would take up a good portion of northern Syria, and it's beautiful. It's communalist. They worship a man, I forget his name now, but he's a wonderful idealist who based a lot of what he said on Murray Bookchin, who's a famous socialist writer, and he has said a lot about democratic federalism, which is a fantastic system where it's basically communalist and democratic. So instead of being like an anarchist society, as many modern socialists have decided is like the best course of action, it's more of a like a communalist society where everybody works together. Now, Rojava would probably be just an absolutely fantastic place to live. It's the most preeminent socialist revolution happening right now, and the YPG is a fantastic force. They're incredibly feminist. They're working hard to destroy all of the patriarchal gender roles that have destroyed a lot of the women in the Middle East, and working hard towards freedom for the Kurdish people, who have been traditionally a target of a lot of genocide, especially by Assad, and just they've been absolutely wrecked so far. So my heart goes out to the Kurds and Rojava and the YPG, best group there. But I still wouldn't want to get any U.S. troops into that absolute fucking clusterfuck.
You almost can't avoid that, because if socialism is established in some respect, the U.S. is going to get their asses right in there.
Oh, for sure. That's
that's just a staple.
Gonna have another Red Scare.
Oh shit. Anyways, so of course Donald Trump wants to get his foot in the ring and prove that he's not just a shitty sub 40 approval rate president.
Yep.
He's trying to boost those approval ratings.
He has big hands to push the trigger.
Push the trigger. That launched some amazing Raytheon branded missiles. And incidentally, Raytheon stock went up 2.1% after this missile strike because, $80 million missile strike, that's probably half of what they sell in a year. They know they're going to have to replace those missiles. So their stock went up 2.1%. Incidentally, Mr. Trump owns some Raytheon stock, but I don't want to talk about that. Halliburton. Yeah, it's
Interesting.
Yeah. Now,
how that turns out.
I'm sure that you've heard people making parallels between this and the Iraq War, seeing as we are going after a Middle Eastern country for allegedly using WMDs that we have no solid proof for. Just some shaky video. And, of course, it is very similar. We've got a lot of problems. There were a lot of problems in Iraq, but there were even fewer actors in Iraq compared to Syria. There was, Al-Qaeda there. There were some groups there, yes, of course, and the Taliban. But compared to Syria, it's basically nothing. So I would not want to throw my hat in the ring there.
No.
And, of course, we know that the U.S. does not traditionally do a lot of good when they go in and make military
Yet
strikes.
apparently Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, wants to get in on this as well for whatever reason.
And about half of Democratic senators are getting fully behind this. In fact, almost every newspaper in the U.S., every opinion piece has been in favor of the war. Everybody's in favor of the war because every American loves a good war. Because we don't learn from our past. We don't learn from the Iraq War. We don't learn from the Afghanistan War. If we actually put any boots on the ground, we're going to end up spending $1 trillion in Syria, and we're just going to create another terrorist group there. We're going to have a new ISIS, new Al-Qaeda. Now, people don't learn. The first Iraq War in the late 80s, that created Al-Qaeda. The Taliban was created by the U.S. ISIS was created by the U.S., but from the Iraq War, we don't need another terrorist group that hates America. Just because we're going to end up killing kids. We already killed 4 kids, and we didn't even put any boots on the ground. And you know what? If we're so compassionate about children, we should have let in Syrian refugees. The people who died, they could have been refugees. Like the people who died in the chemical weapons attack. They could be living in the U.S. right now, but we fucking blocked them off.
And the worst part is it's not even going to be boots this time. It's just going to be drone attacks.
Yeah, which is almost worse because, people don't have like a brother or a cousin or a sister in Syria, they don't give a shit. They don't fucking care. Just drone strike. I mean, the Obama like detonated like 26,000 bombs a year. He was dropping a bomb every 7 minutes. He bombed 7 nations. But nobody gave a shit. The anti-war left doesn't exist when there's a Democratic president. That's why the Democratic Party is going to keep losing because they have no center. They're basically just the Republican Party, except they don't hate black people.
Basically.
God damn it. So that's Syria.
Nice rant.
Thank you. Sorry, that was mostly me ranting. We weren't able to hear Viktor or Rocko's sultry tones. But we're going to move on. Speaking of Justin Trudeau, we're going to talk a little bit about Canada. Now, Canada is a liberal democracy, much like the U.S.
Canada's weird.
Yeah, Canada's weird.
It's like the Democratic Party, but they don't, hate people as much. Essentially.
I don't think the Democratic Party hates people. They just hate governing. They do not want to govern at all. That's my opinion of the Democratic Party.
They don't support single payer.
So what, they just want to stay
fucking
Canadians do, which is a good thing. But they're supporting Trump's efforts in Syria.
I mean, they've supported a lot of wars. There were a lot of Canadian troops in Iraq, a lot of Canadian troops in Afghanistan. They were the only remaining member of the coalition of the willing, which was what fought in the Iraq War in late 2000s. They helped us out a lot, but to what cost? The Iraq War was one of the most costly and shitty wars ever.
The U.S. is Canada's biggest trading partner, right? So,
that's true. They don't really have a choice.
So yeah, if they just didn't support the U.S. in any wars, then that would screw over the economy, I figure.
And before we start talking about liberalism, I want to be clear with you guys. I'm not just talking about your classical American style of liberalism, which is, being a liberal, the thing that conservatives say. It doesn't really mean anything. No, what I'm talking about is the classically liberal, political sentiment of liberalism, which is belief in free markets, free speech, freedom, and various civil rights. Basically, not fascist, not socialist, and capitalist. They believe in a lot of stuff like that. Both the Republican and the Democratic Party are basically liberal. There, of course, are fringe groups that are social democrats in the Democratic Party. There's fascists in the Republican Party. But generally speaking, they're basically the same. So we're basically talking about liberal democracy here. And Canada is a very liberal country. There's conservatism in Canada, but I don't know too much. Victor, you're as a Canadian native.
All right.
Tell me a lot about it.
First, there was Stephen Harper. In recent history, there was obviously a lot of stuff before that, but in recent memory, Stephen Harper, who rolled back a lot of those civil rights kind of things, especially for Native Americans, and he introduced a Canadian version of the Patriot Act.
What does that do?
It basically is sort of a surveillance thing. Canadian authorities can do whatever they want, basically. Sort of
those Mounties.
Those damn Mounties.
Yeah.
Searching me at the border.
Yeah, gonna ride up on their horses right to your front doorstep.
I mean, it doesn't seem that serious. I've accidentally crossed the Canadian border before go
Yeah,
on
because
a
you were in
river.
what, fucking Minnesota?
No, I was in Vermont. It doesn't seem like the. Wait, didn't Stephen Harper also increase like border control and stuff?
I'm sure he did, but Stephen Harper was he was in power for a long time. I don't remember exactly how long, but a long time, and then people got fed up with him, I guess. So now Justin Trudeau is in charge, and he's an enigma. He falls
pretty
downstairs.
enigma.
He falls downstairs for fun,
That's a
like for
beautiful man.
some comedic value or something that he gets out of it in French, might I add. He
fell down the stairs in French.
yeah, he was
Yeah,
speaking French while he did
it's a
it.
break he has.
He's doing the French version of flying downstairs, which is somehow not
Faking
breaking your
falling down
bones.
the stairs.
Somehow you don't break your bones while you do that.
It's like
I
he
don't
was
know.
he was miming it.
It's a
He was
party.
miming falling down the stairs. That's
Maybe.
the,
No,
that's the
it's
French
a
part.
party trick. He said it was a party trick that he would go to some stairs, say, "Oh, hi" or "bye" to a buddy, and then he'd fall down the stairs and he'd be like, "Oh." So then they come over here and they expect me to be really, really hurt, and I just get up and I'm like, "Oh, I'm okay. It was
Yeah,
just a joke."
except the one time that you break your neck.
Yeah, so he's an enigma, a beautiful enigma. I'll be honest, if I had to select a living living leader to have sex with, that it'd be hard between him and Kim Jong Un. But
Yeah, you're probably right.
I need a little bit of cushion
Yeah.
for the pushing. But
We like the
but-
thick.
I do.
His platform was promising we're not going to increase taxes because we're actually not going to do that, but the government's going to do a bunch of this stuff. We're going to create new jobs. We're going to extend parental leave, all that stuff. And I mean, the new Democratic Party was even worse in terms of that. But
Didn't he laid a lot of oil pipe, right? He's very happy about the Keystone and the Dakota Access Pipeline.
I figure because that's right around the Alberta area, which is hotbed for oil.
Mm-hmm. See, a lot
So
of people.
I figure.
A lot of people see Canada as this idealistic place. That's where they want to move when the election doesn't go their way. They're like, "Oh, I'm moving to Canada." But Canada's not that dissimilar from the U.S.
If you're in
they don't
Toronto,
know much about Canada.
Rocco, you've told me a couple times that you plan on moving to Canada sometime?
But that was years ago. I decided that.
And why'd you decide that?
Seemed like a nice place. My girlfriend actually is Canadian also. Her mother was raised in Canada.
Strange that I
And-
meet more Canadians here in Texas than I did up north.
Yeah, it is kind of
But
odd.
you're talking about the West Coast, right?
Yes, I am. She was raised in Vancouver.
See, that's the thing. Vancouver's kind of nice. Toronto's also nice if you know how to live there. It's
But the thing is, Vancouver has a very high living cost.
so does Toronto in a sense, but I mean it's fine. You can find good places to live. It's
That's
just
true.
as long as you don't look up to Ottawa, and as long as you don't really care about that,
What's the
it's gonna be fine.
what's the Texas of Canada?
Ooh,
Cheap
boy,
land and
yeah.
not too many people, but lots of culture.
Lots of culture. That's I guess
Maybe,
the stereotypical thing to say is Quebec, but I'm gonna differ from that. I'm gonna say PEI, Prince Edward Island. That's a really small place. Unlike Texas, Texas is huge.
Yeah.
PEI is small. It's just an island off of the coast of New Brunswick. It's got a lot of that traditional old Canadian / I believe Irish culture. It's got red soil there. It's pretty cool.
Now I know that there are more barbaric cultural practices in Canada. I'm speaking, of course, of clubbing baby seals. Now, which province would you say participates
None of it.
in that the most?
None of it.
Really?
For sure. None of it. It's the only place where that's a thing.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
Just
Or
Prince
Northern-
Edward's Island?
No, none of it. I said
Oh
none.
no! I thought you said none of it.
I thought so
See,
too.
I'm not
None
very
of it is a Canadian
versed.
province.
Okay, I'm not
It's
very
split
versed
from the
in
Northwest Territories in 2005, something like that,
Sure.
2008, I don't know.
You guys are still making new states? Oh, well, I guess Canada's got some good
Provinces.
manufacturing
Get,
stuff.
get it right. Provinces.
Provinces. So none of it. Okay, interesting.
Yeah,
So
it's
that could
it's
also be
a,
said as the
it's,
Texas because they want to secede, just like Texas.
Yep.
No, that's not at all what it's like.
Oh wait, no, it's Quebec that wants to secede, right?
Yeah, which would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Quebec?
I've been there.
Nice. I like it.
It's I mean, I wouldn't want to be in the Bell Center during a Leafs Canadians game, but for the niche audience that understands that, good for you. But essentially, it's nice. They've got the thing about Canada is it's beautiful. in terms of the terrain and stuff. Like, the cities look great. Like, even the smaller cities have, like, great architecture in them. It's incredible what they've done. But when you get to meet some of the people, some of them, especially in Quebec, like, it's the Quebecois that are kind of the problem when it comes to that. The people are not the nicest.
Yeah, it's
around
always the people.
Yeah.
The people are. They.
America would be nice if there weren't so many people here.
There also wouldn't be in America.
That's a good point.
You're probably right. Then again, America has 10 times the population of Canada. So
Interesting.
yeah.
Now, speaking of the Texas of Canada, let's talk a little bit about the Texas of America, Texas. And recently, a god here in Texas, Mr. Rick Perry, former governor, still former Dancing with the Stars competitor, came in second to last place, bless his heart. Rick Perry has been named to the National Security Council after Bannon got kicked off, which is an interesting shift. Now, I don't exactly understand the Trump administration's logic in this. Steve Bannon is a Nazi, and seems to be controlling the Trump administration.
I'm not sure there's much.
Yeah,
logic
I'm
going
not
around.
sure they subscribe to any logic whatsoever.
Yeah, so
Um,
it doesn't make a lot of sense, but I don't know. Rick Perry, he's a good guy. I'm sure he knows a lot about
we've
security.
seen his portrait.
We have met Rick Perry's enshrined portrait at the Texas State Capitol. It's beautiful, just like the man himself. The beautiful Rick Perry, one of the greatest men alive. One of my favorite Rick Perry quotes is one time Rick Perry was being asked about perhaps, doing the unjust thing, the unbiblical thing, and changing Texas's completely abstinence-only sex education to a more progressive sex education, one that might actually prevent people from having sex, or at least have people have safe sex. And of course, the great man himself said no, because he knows.
Wait, what are you talking about? If you just tell someone not to have sex, they're not gonna have sex.
Exactly. That's
Come on.
That's what incels are doing. Us Volcells know about not having sex. Anyways,
Goddamn.
he and of course he responded, "I know that abstinence works."
Let me ask you another one here on a different topic. Governor, why does Texas continue with abstinence education programs when they don't seem to be working? In fact, I think we have the third highest teen pregnancy rate in the country among all the states.
Abstinence works.
But we are the third highest teen pregnancy. We have the third highest teen pregnancy rate among all states in the country. The questioner's point is, it doesn't seem to be working.
Rick Perry has abstained from sex more than once. He's Volcelled himself, and he knows that doesn't produce kids. So
wow,
Nice.
it's pretty cool. I love me some Rick Perry. But now he's on the National Security Council. Now he's not only protecting women from having to be told about how to protect themselves. Now he's protecting the nation, our great nation, from other countries getting mad at us about bombing other nations. So now he's on the National Security Council. The beautiful man himself
I mean,
replacing.
who are we kidding? His main job is to protect our sex education system.
Yeah, that's his main
from
job.
other countries who
want to
they want to stop
destroy
this,
America.
abstinence based.
They want us to have a bunch of kids. Like, what the fuck, other nations? Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he has replaced the bloated corpse of a divorced dad that is Steve Bannon. And I couldn't be happier about the switch. Our country will be permanently safe now. And anyways, we met Rick Perry's portrait, and we love Rick Perry. We just want to tell you guys about a little bit about how much we love Rick Perry. We're gonna try to hit you guys with a little bit of Rick Perry news every week if we can. Unfortunately,
we're gonna forget about that.
we missed a few months ago when he learned what the Department of Energy is after he started heading it, which is unfortunate. But now he's got two jobs. He's on the National Security Council, and he's the head of a brand new to him Department of Energy. And
is that even legal?
it doesn't really matter.
Trump's
You're
our president.
right. It doesn't.
Okay, so we're going to read you guys a couple of our favorite news stories. The first one is about Trump's executive orders. We're going to quickly blast through and give our impressions on each one.
Yep.
So just give us 1 second. All right, here we go. Victor, do you want to start reading? So,
Sure. All right. So, Executive Order, March 28th, dismantling Obama's climate change protections.
now, we all know that the climate is out to get us. I've
Yeah.
been hit. My house has been hit by more than one tornado. I don't give a shit about the climate. Climate can get fucked. I hate the
fucking
climate.
live in Texas.
He lives in Texas. He
God
hates
damn
the
it.
climate too. Fuck
I-
the climate. We don't need to.
I've
That's
been
another
hit.
reason why I wanted to move to Canada. It's much cooler up
I've
there.
been hit by at least 2 snowstorms. At least 2.
Two. Wow, that's crazy. Two.
In my lifetime.
Who would believe it?
At least 2.
That's insane.
My father's been in an earthquake.
So I stay behind that.
On March 27th, he revoked Obama's Fair Pay and Safe Workplaces orders.
Okay.
Wait, what? He did?
This might seem like a problem, but it's really just an opportunity for American workers to sue their employers for dropping metal beams on their heads. So you know what? He's actually creating jobs for lawyers. He's creating revenue for people who've had beams dropped on their heads because there's no regulations about beam dropping. So I think this is pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Definitely.
Okay.
He had a presidential memorandum on March 27th establishing the White House Office of American Innovation.
I love American innovation. That sounds like an innovative kind of thing to do. We'll move on. There couldn't be anything possible.
Yeah,
wrong with
there's
that.
no way. There's presidential proclamation on March 24th, Greek Independence Day.
I feel like that speaks for itself.
Yeah,
Let's go
It does.
Let's
Yeah,
move on.
these are really self-explanatory. This is great. Yeah, there were 2 presidential memoranda on March 23rd declaring an emergency in South Sudan.
What is that emergency? We don't know. Neither does he. Moving on.
All right, there's a presidential memorandum March 20th delegating to Tillerson.
Now, Rex Tillerson, God among men, Exxon executive, perfect man for the job. A good president knows how to delegate all of his duties and golf instead.
Yeah, presidential proclamation. Oh, using new big
Nas-
words. On March 17th, National Poison Prevention Week.
Now,
I can see why he did that. He doesn't want to get poisoned.
Oh, that's probably true. That polonium poisoning will get you. Now,
Yeah.
I am
uranium.
I am
Come on.
all for preventing
Uranium
poison.
is bad, right? Uranium's that thing that's bad for
Oh
you.
yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
does some bad things, but yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm all for preventing poison, whatever that means. Prevent poison from being made. Prevent
Oh,
poison from
I
being
know. It
consumed.
was probably about Flint, Michigan.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, this one on March 13th he reorganized the executive branch. I don't know what that means, and I don't care.
That kind of scares me.
March 6th.
He's draining the swamp. That's what he's
Oh
doing.
yeah, drain the shit out of it, so he can
Yeah.
take a fat shit in it. March 6th, National Consumer Protection Week. I think consumers should be protected all year round.
Sounds capitalist, but okay.
I guess I feel like more than 1 week should be the time for National Consumer at least make it a month. I want to be protected for at least a month.
Yeah, or at least make it during I don't know, Black Friday or something, so people don't die and get trampled. You know.
That's smart.
Yeah.
On March
Or during
6th.
Boxing Day in Canada, but you don't have Boxing Day here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in
We're
America.
Americans here. March 6th, a new travel ban. Oh, this was, of course, a resounding success. There were no problems with this.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
went
no.
perfectly, and there were
Sure.
zero
It
problems.
fixed all the problems that the original had.
Every single problem in the world was fixed.
Yeah. It was-
Hawaii didn't say anything about it. They didn't say a word. I specifically remember Hawaii not saying anything about it. And then on March 6th, there was a presidential memorandum, which was guidance for agencies to implement the new travel ban. Unfortunately, that was never used.
Sad.
Unfortunately, yeah. Sad.
Okay, so we have here 3 presidential proclamations on March 1st, national months for women, the American Red Cross, and Irish Americans.
Now, we all love the American Red Cross. They produce beautiful, bright red crosses.
Yep. And
Yeah,
do we all love
um,
women? Some of them.
Not the incels, that's for damn sure. Now, when are we going to have a national incel?
Are you talking about the incel women, or are you talking about...
No.
No. We need a national month for
No.
incels.
No.
That's what I think. When is Trump gonna appeal to the incel voters? How about National Vape Month?
What
That's
about the
I-
Irish
that's what I'm waiting
Americans?
for.
What about the
Big
Irish
Nation.
Americans? They've been screwed over in every eon of history.
You're right.
So-
Irish Americans disprove reverse racism.
Yeah. So, on February 28th, he was promoting historically black colleges and universities.
Good for historically black
For some
colleges.
reason, you need an executive order for that.
You got to promote them, dude. He
I guess,
promoted
yeah.
them by telling people to go to them. I guess. I'm not sure.
You're right. Yeah.
February 20th, reviewing the waters of the United States rule. Waters. I love water. I love the United States. Perfect.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Great. February 24th, enforcing regulatory reform. Okay. Cool.
I think by reform he meant large cuts and making it not exist. But
Yeah. Nice.
now, of course, he changed the order of successions in the Department of Justice, which makes sure that Jeff Sessions will remain the god of the Department of Justice, even if he dies from having old man who got turned into a child syndrome.
Yeah. February 9th, combating criminal organizations.
This is specifically to target El Chapo, Trump's personal enemy.
I thought criminal organizations were, criminal by nature anyway, so you didn't really need an executive order to...
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I thought that was
He
kinda-
made committing crimes illegal. Duh. I can't believe nobody's thought of that before.
Wow, yeah, thanks, Obama.
That accomplished reducing crime, which is the next thing. It reduced a lot of crime. I mean, making crime illegal would reduce crime, I would think.
Yeah, probably.
Executive order on February 9th, which protected law enforcement. It seeks to create new laws that will protect law enforcement and increase the penalties for crimes committed against them. Great. We know our law enforcement need more protecting and not, like, body cams or anything to make them not kill black people or anything. We just... Of course not. And,
I've got an interesting one over here. The executive order on January 20th declaring Trump's intention to repeal the Affordable Care Act, commonly known as Obamacare.
So, he needed an executive action to declare his intention to do something. Is it, like, illegal to lie in an executive action? Because he did not do that thing.
Well...
Seems like a speech would have been much better for that, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, he
Cool.
loves his speeches. These are fucking boring.
The amount of
nerd
illegal
stuff.
things that he's...
I don't give a shit about the fiduciary duty rule, and neither does he. There's a 95% chance he has no idea what that fucking is. Okay, I'm skipping the rest of these. These are for nerds.
Yeah, that's why I talked about
Yeah. Fuck all this. We're reading the next
Organizing
one.
National Homeland Security. That's
Now, unfortunately, Steve Bannon has fallen from grace. He's no longer a member of the National Security Council, and he is no longer quite as powerful as he was. He used to be president, but now not so much. But there's a glimmer of hope, because even after he gets fired, he still has a way to make money. That's right. Steve Bannon once wrote a Hamilton-style rap musical about the 1998 LA riots.
1992.
Oh, sorry, thanks for the correction,
No problem.
Rocko. And we're gonna just read a little bit of those to you. Now you can find the article if you just take a little look-see, but we're gonna read a few passages and read out the article a little bit. So we're gonna now start reading some passages from it. As the Daily Beast originally reported in August, and as the Independent has resurfaced today, Bannon once attempted to create a film called The Thing I Am, a rap-filled barred redux based on the 1992 Los Angeles riots. The painful pull quote from the Daily Beast original article are many. Here's one. Coriolanus's Menenius Agrippa, a senator of Rome, is recast as Agrippa, Mac Daddy of South Central, and original gangsta, OG in parentheses, upper echelon blood. Now, he knows his gangs. He knows Blood is the hip gang in LA at the time. Yep. Here's another, courtesy of his writing partner, Julie Jones. Steve then added stuff, all the dudes are on him. Jones recalled, it's not strictly rap. It's more Shakespeare and rap music. Word, dude. Here's a tasteful quote from the script. South Central is the belly, you, N-words. It's mutinous members. Look on and you'll see the benefits which you receive proceed. From them to you. And no way from your sorry black asses, Agrippa retorts. In the interview, Bannon's old writing partner says he wasn't racist at all, citing at least one black friend. And indeed, the invitation to the stage reading of The Thing I Am evokes some of the very issues his administration seems opposed to. Coriolanus, the adaptation, will shed light on the continuing subversive effect of racial abuse going back centuries. From the mines of apartheid in South Africa, to slavery, prejudice, and brutality, to gang culture and the growing disregard for the disadvantaged in society today, the invitation continues. It will show how the culture of greed, elitism, discrimination, and inhumanity repeats itself in a self-defeating replay of atrocities.
To be fair, I have at least one black friend.
Oh, that's true. So you can't be racist legally.
Nice.
At one point...
do you?
As funny as the poll quotes are about Bannon's shitty rap opera, this too appears in the Daily Beast piece. He would always look down on poor people of any color. At one point, he told me that only people who own property should vote. Wow. What a beautiful man.
He would do great back in 1776.
I am very excited to hear this musical. This is going to be the new, oh my god,
the new Hamilton?
It's going to be absolutely tremendous.
Oh,
Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see N-words yelled by men who have obviously never said them before.
It's going to be huge.
I hope Bannon comes out and goes on a little racist rant himself. It's going to be huge.
It will definitely be huge.
I wonder if Trump will attend.
Oh, we know it. We know. Or maybe, I wonder if Pence is going to attend. I know he had big problems with the Hamilton crowd, but I guess we'll see.
Oh, Pence.
Oh, Pence. Well, poor Pence. Poor Mike Pence. Oh, man.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit more about Mike Pence on the next podcast, but we're going to leave you guys with that beautiful view of the skull floating in midair in a flesh suit that is Steve Bannon. And I think that's it for the podcast today. Thank you guys for listening in.
Yep.
We hope you enjoy your Hot Pocket that we know you guys are going to have for dinner. Good night.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.